Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Quimby Qronicles Momcast. I'm Chanté.
And I'm Tracy. I ain't do my this week. So I'm Tracy. And today we're gonna be talking about our daily routines. And I've been seeing on social media a lot where people are like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom, then you really don't do that much. Oh, you're so lucky you get to be home all the time and stuff like that. And I've never been a believer in that. I've been a stay-at-home mom sporadically throughout the years since I've been a mom. More so recently because, in the beginning I was just constantly working. But this is hard work, honey. Look, I would rather have a job like outside the house and get somebody else to do this crap inside the house. But so today we're gonna talk about our routines, how we get through our day. And sometimes we do, some of the same things. Sometimes they're very different just because we're parenting different age groups of children. She has an infant and a toddler where I have, well, I guess I do still have to parent her. So I have her, and then I have, two teenagers, and then I have, well, I guess Lyric's not a toddler anymore. She's 5. She's in school. So she's school age. But so we're just going to talk about the different, the differences between the two, what works for us and what doesn't. So are y'all ready? Because we ready. You ready? You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. All right. Let's get into it. So first thing we're going to talk about is the morning routine. And I wake up, oh my gosh. If y'all know, honey, I get up every day. The latest I will get up on my own is usually like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all. My best friend and I went on a cruise in January. Why were we both up at 6 o'clock in the morning looking at each other like, because what are we doing? Like, what are you doing? You're on vacation. Why are you up at 6 o'clock in the morning? So, but normally here, on the school days, I set an alarm. My alarm set for 6. So between 6 and 6:30, I do all my stuff. I wash my face. I do my gratitude, for the day. And I try to set my tone for the day because I know if I don't set my tone, then it's gonna be hell to pay because once I come downstairs, I hit the ground running and I'm go, 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 go. Literally, some days I'm exhausted by the end of the day. Literally, like, don't ask me to do nothing after 5 o'clock because I don't want to do it. It's a lot of days that I won't even cook dinner because I'm so tired. And ain't nobody else gonna cook dinner. So yeah, what we eating today? We finna order out. But for me in the morning, so I wake up, like I said, I wake up at 6. So between 6 and 6:30, that's my time. I wash my face, I do my gratitude journaling, I reflect on the day before, and then I come on down, and then starts the chaos. So the routine is that during the week, I come downstairs and I make breakfast and lunch for the girls, and my husband gets Lyric ready, and then my sister gets Raina ready. So they're upstairs getting the girls ready while I'm downstairs doing the food. I do breakfast and I do lunch. So I come down here, I do that, and then in between, depending on what they want for breakfast and lunch, because lately they've been liking cereal. So cereal takes 2 seconds to make. So I've been doing little things, like I'll make more milk if I see we're missing milk. I'll go ahead and see what's for dinner, start trying to prep for dinner and stuff like that. But if I don't have the time at that point, I'll just go ahead and do that. We go on, we drop them off, I come back, and then I'll go ahead and start prepping for dinner, looking to see what ingredients we need, see if I need to make an order, a Walmart order or Publix, Instacart, or whatever, because I hate going in the store. I don't want to go in the store. So I do that. And then the teenagers, they get themselves ready. They drive, so they go on about their business. There are some times where I'll be like, if the little girls want pancakes or waffles, where I'll text them and be like, hey, y'all want some pancakes or y'all want waffles. But, of course, being teenagers, they're not really big on breakfast. So a lot of times they say no. But Jasmine will always take a waffle, okay? Even if she don't eat it now, she gonna take a waffle, she gonna eat it later. So I do try to offer them stuff because I don't want them to feel like, oh, we teenagers now, so she don't even care, she do all this for the little kids. So I do offer, but most of the time they say no. And then watch, the minute I stop offering, then they gonna be like, oh, that's messed up, she don't even. You know how the teenagers do. So that's basically my morning. I get up, do what I got to do to get the little girls out the house. If I can incorporate the bigger kids, I do. A lot of times I don't even see them. If I go get coffee after we drop the little girls off, I won't see them before they leave for school. So, it's that's very flexible, but, mandatory always. I do breakfast, I do lunch, I come back, drop them off. I come back and then I'll start getting ready for lunch and I'll start getting ready for dinner. What's your morning like?
So my morning, because with Selena, that's my infant, most of the time she does sleep through the night, but there will be sometimes where she'll wake up, but it's not super early in the morning. It'd be around like 5 or 6 in the morning. And a lot of the time she'll wake up and then she'll go back to sleep after that. So I normally have not normally. No, I normally do. I have it for Monday through Friday. I have my alarm set for 8 o'clock in the morning, but I always, every single day, I wake up before my alarm. Most of the time I'm waking up like 7:15, 7:30, and I just sit there, whether it's scrolling on TikTok or watching shows that I'm catching up on. So like how Hulu, they start streaming the day after. So almost every day there's a new episode of something to watch. So then I'll maybe watch an episode or two, or just whatever I feel like doing just for my 15 to half an hour of peace before my infants and my toddler wake up, because they're definitely something. But they're not as bad as you would think, honestly. They're really not that bad. But I would wake up, change Selena, feed her, and if her onesie, if she like drooled on it or whatever, then I'll change her onesie and, give her a little wipe down. And that's pretty much it for the morning for Selena. And then for Luca, after I do my skincare routines, he's normally just running around, just doing his own thing, because he'll come and tell me when he's ready to eat. So I just go off of him, because if I try to have him eating at a certain time, most of the time he doesn't want to eat when I'm trying to get him to eat. So then I just let him come and tell me when he's hungry and what he wants to eat. Or he'll bring a fruit, whether it's an orange or an apple,
or
so he'll ask me to peel it. Yeah, or a banana. Well, he can't reach the banana, so he'll come and ask for one. Yeah. But the apple and the oranges, those are on the table, so he'll crawl up in his chair, grab his apple or his orange, and bring it to me. Because with the apple, he won't eat it if the stem is on it, so I gotta twist it off. And then the orange, he can't peel himself, so then he wants me to peel the orange for him. But 9 times out of 10, he'll be eating oatmeal. He'll tell me that he likes oatmeal. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny the way he says it. Mm-hmm. And he always gets hot chocolate. That is, without a doubt, something that is constant. Whether he eats or not, Luca wants hot chocolate.
What?
So I make hot chocolate every single morning for Luca to make sure he has it. And then we're pretty much getting started for the day. Sometimes I'll change his clothes, but other times I won't, because I know he's just going to go outside and get dirty anyway.
Yep, because Gigi let him do whatever he wants when he go outside.
Mm-hmm. So, because there have been, I think, like 2 or 3 times, he'll come back in soaked from head to toe. And he'll smell like that outside smell. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but that outside smell mixed with him being wet, it just smells like wet dog to me.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
She knows what I'm talking about. She'll be like, and I'll hear her, mind you, when he's struggling to close the door. Go tell your mom you need to change your clothes. Go tell your mom you're playing in the water. And I'm like, oh man, he comes in wet, literally from head to toe. And then standing there, his shoes will stand in there and be stomping because he likes the squishy noise that his shoes make when they're wet. So he'll just be standing, just jumping to my mom, look. And I'm like, yep, I see you. You are soaked. I see you. So I go and change his clothes. And then 9 times out of 10, he wants to go right back outside. And, just do it all over again. So, I mean, hey, with them, you got to roll with the punches, honestly. You really have to roll with the punches.
Absolutely.
So we do a lot of outside activity, especially with my toddler, because he has so much energy. Yeah. So much energy. And he'll go out there, he'll play with the ball, or he'll go and there's this water slide that we have in the back. Most of the time it's not inflated, but it'll still have water in it. So he likes to go out and walk in it and stomp in it like they're puddles. Or he'll just go and sit out there with my mom. He's like, Mom, I want to go sit with Gigi. You want to sit with Gigi? And I'm like, yep, be my guest. Have at it. I would love that for you. I absolutely love it for you. Because if it's like really, really hot outside, I really don't feel like going. It's not the heat. I just don't like bugs, and I know bugs are going to irritate me even more if I'm already hot.
Right.
I don't like the bugs like flying around me in my ear, any of that. That it just makes my skin crawl. I hate bugs like mosquitoes, flies, gnats, all that. I hate them, and that is what stops me from wanting to be outside a lot of the time because I just don't like bugs in my face. I hate that. But there will be some times where I'll bring my infant out there so she can get some fresh air too. I will bring her out there, whether it's I'm holding her or she's sitting in her swing or whatever. She'll go out there sometimes too. And then, well, no, that's pretty much it for the morning.
That's the morning, yeah.
That's pretty much it for the morning.
It's about what we do. Yeah, so then for the midday, so by, I don't know, 12-ish, 11:30, 12-ish, then that's when, the tummy gets a little rumbly, okay? So it crowns. My stomach, my 5-year-old, when she was younger, if she's hungry, she would say her stomach is crowning. So around 11:30, my stomach starts crowning. So I start coming in and we start, gather the children in and we start looking into what we're going to do for lunch and stuff like that. And then usually after lunch is when I kind of start looking around like, okay, what do I have to do today? What are my chores for today? Because I do set a day to clean, certain areas. Every area has a day. So then I would do that. Usually it'd be just something like picking up real quick and stuff like that. Because like in this room that we're in, it's the formal living room. So nobody really comes out here. So maybe like once a month, I may do a little dusting. I'm going to sweep and mop. But as far as like heavy duty cleaning every day or every week where there's heavy duty cleaning, there's not out here. So depending on what is for the day is, whether I'm going to do it, real quick while lunch is on or I'm going to have to wait. And yeah, okay, because when we get to talking about the dining room, I looked under that table yesterday. I was like, ooh, I ought to be embarrassed. I am a smidge embarrassed, just a little bit, but so by that time I will have already decided or figured out what we're having for lunch and already hopefully put my order in because I really believe that I have undiagnosed ADHD because I will be like, okay, we're doing dinner. I'm about to put this order in. So I start asking people, hey, we need anything from the store? We need anything from the store? They'll say something. And down the rabbit hole I go. Away from the order. So then it'll be like 1 o'clock and I'll be like, oh, snap, I never put in that order. So at that time, that's when I go back to check to make sure that I did put the order in and make sure that, they had everything and stuff like that. So then usually around 1:30 is when we leave to go get Lyric. So my husband and I, we leave, we go get her, we come back, and then, we kind of let her dictate how her afternoon goes, whether or not, she's gonna take a nap right away or whether she's gonna have a snack, watch some TV, take a nap. Either way, we try to get her to take a nap because if she doesn't, then no. And I forgot to say, like in the morning, why I go outside. Outside for me is such a peaceful place. So I go out there to get stuff done, whether it's to create content, whether it's to do schoolwork, whatever it is. I go out there because I could just be kind of at peace there. And then nobody else really likes to come outside. So I'm usually out there by myself with the kids. And during the day, it's just Luca. So, Luca, he's a boy. He does his own thing. He's not like the girls. The girls demand much more of my attention when they're outside. But Luca's cool. So then after that, we come back and then, we decide what Lyric's going to do for after school. And then depending on how I feel, I may take a nap or I'll go ahead and get started or finish prepping for dinner. So that's my midday. What's your midday look like?
So my midday, after we come in from outside, I'll normally have Luca eat his lunch. And then that's normally because I'll feed Selena, now that she's 4 months, I give her the cereal, like spoon-fed cereal, twice a day. So around lunchtime and then before she goes to sleep. So before her two like big naps, or before her big nap and her sleep, or whatever you would like to call it. So Luca will be eating his lunch, and I will be feeding Selena at the same time because Luca, he can sit there and feed himself, and he'll have his lunch, his juice, whatever, and he's pretty much self sufficient. And I would be feeding Selena her cereal at the same time, so they're both pretty much just eating lunch at the same time, and I try my absolute very best to get them both to take a nap at the same time so I can get anything done. A lot of the time, I will say I can get them to go to sleep at the same time a lot. The problem is when I'm in there trying to get them to go to sleep, then I end up falling asleep. And I wake up and it's like 6 p.m. and I'm like, oh my gosh, the day is just about over. I didn't get anything done. So I'm sitting there and I'm waking up and it's dark outside and I'm like, well, what happened? Yeah. I was just laying in here. It wasn't even, because I'd rather be productive than take a nap and just sleep at night most of the time, unless I'm like extremely exhausted.
But it sounds like her body disagrees, right?
Yes.
You with me?
Yes. Yeah. Because I very much fall asleep. And I'm like, I didn't even realize I was tired. And I'm waking up 3-4 hours later. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened?
That's why I started scheduling in my nap times. And I'll say, I'll take my nap. Yeah, I'll take my nap with Lyric. What? We take a good old 2-hour nap after school. So I need to
start laying down and taking a nap on purpose with my two instead of laying there and going to sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, okay.
We'll be outside like, anybody seen Chanté? No. I'm like, nah, I haven't seen her since lunchtime.
And a lot of the time, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have them lay down. I'll be right back because my mom and I have shows that we watch together, or just like little things that we do together. And then next, I disappear 3-4 hours, and I'm come back and I'm like, I go and peek my head outside, and I'm like, hey girl. She's like, oh, you took a nap, didn't you?
Right. Right. You're like, welcome back. Welcome back.
I did. Because, hey, I just like to get, I don't know, I think my brain just likes to be on go at all times. My body's just like,
yep, your body gonna let you know.
We're not doing that. So there have been a good few times where I just fall asleep and I would be sleeping for 3 or 4 hours, like don't even twitch or anything. Nothing wakes me up. Because I'm actually a very light sleeper, but when those naps that I don't plan, yes, nothing can wake me up. You could be in there talking to me and I won't even hear you. Right. But I'm normally a very light sleeper. Normally. So yeah, that's about the nap. So there are times that I will get stuff done, like cleaning up around the room or going to do the bathroom wipe down that I have to do just about 3-4 times a week because when you have a boy, you know how the bathroom is. So whether it's doing the room, doing the bathroom, or, decluttering, because there's been a lot of clothes that I'm like, oh, I haven't worn this in like 3-4 years. Probably doesn't even fit me anymore. Probably won't wear it again. So I go through clothes, shoes, whatever. I always find there's always something for me to do. Always. Always something for me to do.
Of course there is.
So that's what I do when I'm not taking a nap, when I am not napping the same time as my babies, then that I will always find something to be doing.
Right. Well, so like Chanté said, most of her afternoon, that's what it entails. Either doing some chores or something or taking a nap. So for me, once it gets into the evening time, that's usually when I'm cooking or prepping dinner. By then the teenagers are home. So, we chat a little bit. Sometimes it depends on the mood they're in. I always ask them, hey, how was your day? And sometimes I get, oh, it was okay. But then other times I get, well, let me tell you why. So it just depends on how they're feeling that day, whether it's a whole conversation or whether it's just a couple of words. But either way, I do dinner. And then So the teenagers have chores, and they're assigned chores. Let me say that. They're assigned chores. Child. That right there is, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So we do assess and have chats about the chores that they didn't do because they usually don't do them. Now, I will say Sean will do his more than Jasmine does, but Sean also gets a lot more help than Jasmine does because Sean does the dishes, Jasmine does counters. And even though I'll clean down, I'll try to clean off, remember to clean off the mess I made, making meals or what have you, but she just, I don't know. And then the table, we don't even want to talk about it. So, that's my struggle right now, getting them to consistently do their chores without me being like, hey, did you do such and such? Hey, hey, hey. I thought maybe waking them up at 6 when I get up in the morning would help. No, but they just get up with an attitude. They do it and then still don't do it later that day. So, okay, that's a work in progress. And then so for dinner, we do try to eat dinner together. We try to eat dinner all as a family. And sometimes, everybody tells their day, like discuss what they did today. I haven't been very, what's the word, strict about it. Just because, we've been a lot more lax, and I believe that I do need to get back on it because we used to do where everybody tells their day, or we would do, something that you loved about the day. And then that'll be it. We do do dinner, we eat, we clean up, and then boom, lights off in the kitchen. It's time to go to bed. Okay. And I go to bed because I be tired and I wake up early. So I be going to bed. I go to bed. Mm-hmm. What's your evening, nighttime look like?
So my evening would look like after waking up from that accidental 3-4 hour nap. It's normally around the time for Luca to get a bath. Mm-hmm. So I'll give Luca a bath. Normally how his bath goes, I'll go in and I'll bathe him, and he has these foam letters that are different colors that he likes to play with. So I'll go draw the bath, and he gets in and I bathe him, and then I just let him play until he's ready to get out. Because when he's ready to get out, he'll start sticking his foam letters back on the wall, and he'll twist the tub drain to let the water out. And that's how I know that he's ready to get out, because he'll just go and put the letters up, he'll drain out the water, and he'll be standing there asking for the towel.
Right,
so I know,
like, I'm ready.
I know that he's time to get out at that point. So after the bath, then a lot of the time, then it'll be ready to do dinner. And most of the time, I try to let him eat first because, toddlers, they get messy. So I try to wait to give him a bath after dinner. But sometimes I'm like, I know I'm not going to want to fight with you. Because if he's not in a good mood, I'm like, I'm not going to want to fight with you after dinner.
Right.
Because after dinner, I just need you to go brush your teeth and lay down. And it's time. It's time to go to sleep because you need a little reset. And I'll talk to you in the morning.
Yeah.
Because you guys, if you have toddlers, you know the struggle with toddlers. You got to take what you can get.
Right.
And a lot of the time, Selena, she's been going to sleep more regularly at a certain time. It'd be maybe like 10:30ish.
My girl ain't getting into a routine, is she?
She is. Okay. I was working hard and getting her to sleep, and she's sleeping in her bassinet. She's been sleeping in her bassinet for like a little over a week now. She'll go to sleep in her bassinet. Like, I'll lay her down and she'll still be awake, and then I come back and check on her and she's sleeping. So she's been doing.
We see you, girl.
My girl's been doing her thing. But it'll normally be like 10:30 between there that she's normally going to sleep for the night. So I try to make sure by that time that she's fed, she's changed, and like her stomach isn't hurting, or she doesn't feel like a little sickly because she just got shots the other day or yesterday, whatever day that was. So she wasn't feeling too hot these past couple of days. So I make sure that if she needs Tylenol, I give that to her. If she needs the gripe water, I give that to her. And that she's changed, dry, no worries in the world. You got to make sure she has nothing to wake up for.
That's
and a lot of times I will say like about 98% of the time she sleeps through the night. So she's been good. She's been good.
Yeah.
I'll put the rain sounds on. And speaking of rain sounds, let me go and tell you about my toddler. If I leave the room and they're both sleeping and I just randomly hear Selena cry because she's a good napper. When she takes a nap, most of the time she's a good napper. And I just randomly hear her crying. I go in there. Luca is up in my bed and turn the rain sounds off and sitting there looking at me watching TV. And I'm like...
He didn't need it anymore. He went ahead of TV.
And mind you, he hid both of the TV remotes because he hit the first one. So I found another one that was to a different TV. So I reprogrammed that one to work for the TV that's in there. And he went and took that one too. So I have no idea where either of my remotes are.
So it's giving that she's unfair. There's an unfair distribution of TV watching in that room. And Luca decided he gonna even the scale.
Because I guarantee you most of the time, it's either Bluey, Turning Red, or Spidey and his amazing friends on.
Can she prove it?
Yes, I can. I
Can
have video proof. Video proof.
We need to see that proof.
Yes.
I will not let you slander my grandson.
You know how your grandson gets. As soon as you turn on that TV, he's talking about, I want bingo. Bingo. When he wasn't even worried about watching the TV. Then all of a sudden he sees it on. I want to watch bingo. I want to watch Spidey. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I find myself compromising. So then we end up watching a movie when I wanted to be watching shows, the new episode of shows that I watched. Because I think it was like, what's today? Friday? So I think The Good Doctor comes on maybe Tuesdays and I watch it Wednesdays, or maybe comes on Wednesdays and I watch it, whatever it is. I wanted to watch The Good Doctor because the episode from last week was like jaw-dropping. So I wanted to hurry up and watch the episode to see what was happening next. Next thing you know, I go turn on the TV and I go on Hulu, and then Luca's like, Mom, Tina? And when he says Tina, he's talking about the show Bob's Burgers, because he loves that show. Randomly, yes. And then I would go to the bathroom or go to grab something. I come back, and it's on Bluey. And I'm like, oh. So I guess I'm not watching The Good Doctor. Got it. And then we'll have to compromise on a movie. So I'll have to go onto the tab for movies for Disney Plus, and we have to go through and pick a movie that we both want to watch, because I'll ask him, does he want to watch this? He says no, and then he says that one, and I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that one. So we genuinely compromise on what movie is being put on, and just go from there at that point.
Joys of parenting.
Yes, I love it.
I will say, I forgot to say that for bedtime routines, just like in the morning, Lyric's dad gets her together for bedtime, because at night, Lyric hates to go to sleep. She gets whiny. She's crying. And at the end of the day, I just can't take it. I can't do it. So her dad does it. She'll either take a bath. So my sister will either bathe both the girls, and then, they go their separate ways, or Andre would bathe both the girls, and then they each go their separate way. But either way, I don't usually do bedtime. That's usually not my ministry, because ain't nobody got time for that. So today, we have recapped our entire day. We've talked about what we do in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. As far as me, like, what works for me is just knocking stuff out, getting it done. What I have issues with, like I said, is staying on task. If I have a lot going on around me, honey, I'll be all over the place, okay? I'll be like a little ping pong. So that's something that I am working on. And I will say, at the end of the day, when you sit back and you look at it, you be like, you start to appreciate, what you have, and you kind of appreciate the struggles a little bit. And that's why I do my gratitude and my reflections, because without taking time to stop and look at things, it just it's a moment, it's here, it's gone, and then that's it. And then you don't have time to look at the big picture and appreciate what we have. So, if I don't know what works for you and what doesn't work. Is there anything that doesn't work for you that you're doing, or something that you're working on, or?
I guess trying to push past not taking a nap when I know that I should, because then I really don't get anything done as opposed to
nap is life.
See, because if I would just stop and just take that maybe 45-minute hour nap, then I would be more productive than trying to push through it, and I end up taking that 3 or 4 hour nap because I'm exhausted. So
it's life.
That is what I would say that I need to work on, is stop pushing myself to my absolute limit, and just exhausting myself. I need to start, like how my mom said, scheduling in nap time. So when they take a nap, I will probably need to lay down and take a nap, and then because 9 times out of 10, if I take a nap, if I do plan to take a nap with them, because it's rare, but if it does happen, I will only sleep for maybe an hour, hour and a half at the most, and then I can get up and do stuff because 9 times out of 10 they'll still be sleeping.
Right.
So then I'm able to get stuff done without them, mommy, mommy, look, mommy, what's this? Mommy, what are you doing? Mommy, mommy. Or Selena sitting there just screaming in my face because she can't see me. Because if I leave her in her bassinet while she's awake, she feels like she needs to have eyes on me. So then I'll have to prop her up on the bed. But then Luca wants to get in the bed. And then he's normally just, Mommy, what's Nina doing? Mommy, Sissy's crying? Mommy. Sissy wants to watch this. I'm like, how do you know what she wants to watch? She can't talk. How do you know? How do you know?
They have sibling telepathy.
And he'll tell me that she's crying, or she's asking if she's hungry, or he'll try to put her pacifier in and she doesn't want it. So then he'll get upset. Mommy, it's not working. Or he'll be, Mommy, help. When she doesn't want to keep the pacifier in her mouth, she'll just keep spitting it out, and he doesn't understand that she doesn't want it. He just sees it clipped on her. He's like, oh, let's put that in there. So he is a good helper with her, because there'll be times where I'm changing her and I'm like, oh, Luca, could you grab me a diaper, please? Or if he sees, because I have a diaper genie, and if I'm like already in the bed, I will just drop the diaper by the diaper genie. Like I'll wrap it up and drop it by the diaper genie. If he walks over on that side and sees it on the ground, he'll go and put them in the diaper genie. Come on, Mommy, trash? And I'm like, oh, yes, thank you, honey. So he's a great big brother. I love that. Love that for him. But that's definitely something that I need to work on, is not trying to push
pushing
myself
yourself to the limit.
Yes, to be on go at all times. And then I end up exhausted and
it's
irritated.
not sustainable. Yeah.
It's not. Because I get irritable when I'm tired. Very irritable. So I need to start scheduling in that nap time.
That's right. Look, you better come on in, girl. All right, so that is it for our episode today. And then we got some exciting things coming up that Chanté's going to tell you about.
So, starting at the beginning of next month, we need you guys to be on the lookout, because we are going to be doing a giveaway. I'm not going to say what type of giveaway or what it's related to just yet. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in another episode. But just be on the lookout. In the beginning of next month, we are doing a giveaway. So that's very exciting. And we have some new exciting ideas for some topics and videos to be topics and videos in some mom tent.
Yes.
That's coming up. Some special guests coming up.
Absolutely.
And, we just have some things that we're going to be excited to dig into and get different perspectives on when it comes to parenting.
Absolutely.
So that's just be on the lookout, guys. Just be ready. And we need you guys to answer when we call.
Okay.
And remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the good stuff. And we will call you guys back next week.
See you next week. Have a good week.
You must want to cost a little bit.
You do?
Yeah. Because I borrowed your deodorant yesterday.
But it's just deodorant.
Yes.